Hello folks, good afternoon or morning or night or wherever you happen to be. Today I'm going to be shooting this brand new 357. It is a 686-6 plus, I mean it's a 7-round. It's a deluxe model, it's not a tallow that I can find out. It did come with different grips, I'll have them at the end of the video, you can see them. But it has never been shot. I just picked it up last week. I put some Hogue monogrips on them. It is a non-fluted cylinder, as you can see, all smooth. Had some really those nice dark black silver grips on it. But I don't like them when I'm shooting magnums. I like to have some cushion. So, did I bring down all my ammo? I sure did. We got some OONK. We got some Winchester White Box, and we got some Remington OONK again in a different colored box. I do have some 357 Magnums. I got some Ammo Incorporated. I don't think I have many of these left. Let's see what I got in here. Oh, there was only 2 left in that box. Anyway, I got 7, all the same thing. And I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing off right. You know we gotta shoot 357 Magnum in this thing first. All right, so let's load it up with 7 rounds here. I'll put it over here and load it because I don't know what YouTube is doing now. I don't really care. Showing loading a magazine is not changing the firearm in any way. All right, folks, this is gonna be hot. Let's try, we'll shoot that 15-yard target. Is that what I got it on? Yes, 15-yard target. Let's see how we can shoot the 15-yarder. Woo! And I do have my ear protection and eye protection on, just in case y'all asking. Let's try a single action first. Oh, I missed that one. Or maybe I didn't, I don't know. All right, let's do 2 of these. Last shot. Let's take it out to the... I got this thing too tight because it was wimping out on me and I had to get it real tight. Let's try that 25 yard and we're gonna see, and then we'll put a little paper up or something and see if we can. I hear a ting. It's hard to hear because I don't have my ear defender or the Howard light because I can't find them. I got 2 pairs. I bet you they're in the seat. Let me take these things out because I can't hear it tinging out there. Stop this, come back in a minute. All right. Okay, folks, we got some new shooters over here on the other side, so I'm gonna be at a different angle. Now let's try. I cannot tell if it's low or high. I think these are 38s here now. It's hitting it. There's that one. Phew. Dadgummit. 5 rounds of that Remington dirty ammo and the whole guns got dirty. Anywho, all right, I'm gonna set a target up, I think, and we're gonna see. Let me get my tape. Now I was waiting for y'all to finish your safety briefing.
Yeah, he's asking for questions now.
Okay, y'all go ahead. Okay, they're done with their briefing. What we're gonna do now is target practice a little bit because things I want to go with. All right, here we go. So I want to see where it's shooting. Okay, now, after firing those, I see we're okay. I'm going to shoot a round with a loose grip at the same target. And we're gonna prove something. All right, loose grip, firing at the same center target. We're gonna see where these go, okay? All right, here we go. Now, I guess I've done this so much I can't make it malfunction. All right, we're going to talk about something here. So let me turn one camera off. Save battery. I've heard so many people say over the years, and they make targets for this, folks. Okay. I know you've seen these targets. These targets show a round circle, and they're sectioned off like pizza slices. And it says if you're shooting to the left low, or you're shooting to the left, to the right high, or whatever, it's because the way you got your finger on the trigger. If you've got your finger just barely on the trigger right here, when you squeeze, you're going to push the gun generally to the left and down. That means you need to get more bite on the trigger. If you got too much grip on the trigger, they say you're pulling it, and you'll pull it to the right and up or down, whatever. So if you're a beginner shooter and you haven't learned grip and you haven't learned stance, that could be a problem. I just tried to shoot limp-handed and they were all still pretty good, but it's hard for me to try and shoot this incorrectly. So what I want to show you is something that I've known for a long time. Some of your really good shooters have known this, and a lot of people hear a lot of stuff from this expert or that expert. But we're going to talk about anatomy of your arm. Okay? In my arm, in my hand, my index finger has its own ligament that runs up the arm. The thumb has its own ligament that runs on the arm. These three fingers here do have their own ligaments, but they're also connected up here to a major ligament. So there was an old thing where you put your fingers down, put a knuckle under you. Can you lift this finger? Yes. Can you lift this finger? Can you lift this finger? No, you can't. You've seen that. Kids play it all the time. It's a neat little trick. When you're holding the gun, have I got that backed up enough? Yeah. I'm going to turn the ISO up a little bit, see if I can get it a little brighter in here. Anyway, that's about all I can get. When you grab a pistol, the proper grip is you want to get your web of your thumb up high, wrap your 3 fingers around it. This thumb over here, I don't really use him much, okay? Now that you have the gun gripped, on this side, you have this open area here, okay? You want to put the meaty part of your palm, thumb palm, into that, okay? Cover that area up, and then squeeze with these fingers. You do a lot more squeezing with these fingers than you do with these, all right? But now if you don't have these locked, when you pull the trigger finger, I don't know if you can see it, it'll activate this tendon up here that holds these and will cause that this gun is empty, okay? Empty, all right? Okay, if you don't have, when you pull this finger trigger, and it's better with a double action gun with a longer, harder trigger. When you have a little light 2 or 3, 4 pound trigger pull, this doesn't come into play as much, but it does. When you pull this trigger, you automatically grip up. These will pull. And what happens, if I can get this lined up, when you pull the trigger, it moves it. It'll move it to the left. See me when I just tighten the bottom 3 fingers up? Watch it move. See what it's doing? It's going down and left. So although you need to have more grip on your weak hand, you still need to tighten these 3 fingers up just a little bit to lock out this tendon. So when you pull the trigger, now it doesn't move. Especially if you're holding both hands. All right. If I'm loose these and I'm just tighten right here and I pull, and it's a hard trigger pull, I can actually see the gun move like that, and it'll move to the left and down. If you tighten up these fingers on the right hand, and I'm a right-handed shooter, and tighten up your left hand, it doesn't move. It doesn't move. So while grip is proper, and you need to have it grip proper, you don't want to do this, okay? That's not doing any good, okay? You can't lock your wrist out with a bottom Coca-Cola can hole. Get these in, my thumbs, you see them, they're out of the way. Some people like to have those thumb gas pedals. Yeah, okay, whatever, if it works for you. I hold it more steady with that. Not really. Proper grip. Tighten these. No, you don't have to tighten them a lot either. Okay, it ain't like you're gonna grip the hell out of them. No. But you want to have these 3 fingers with some tension on them. And that locks out. If I don't and I pull it, sometimes you can see, if you get up on close, you can see these tendons moving. See that? I can really see it over here. If I lock these up, you see how it locks up? They're not moving now. A little bit, but not much. So you want to lock all these tendons with a little grip on the right hand too. And then a good grip on the left hand. And like Rob Latham says, and we all know who Rob Latham is, 6 or 7-time world champion. He's got like 70 trophies under his name, okay? And he makes a statement in one of his videos about 10, 11 years ago. He says, aiming is useless. Once you got that gun locked on target, when you start pulling that trigger, them bullets are gonna go where you aiming the gun. And your grip is key. You wanna have a little grip on these 3 fingers. It locks that tendon out. And then grip with your left hand too. And that front sight is barely moving. If I'm loose, oh, there it went. It just walked off to the left. You see the whole gun moving? Because these tendons are moving, because they're not locked out. Lock them out, pull that trigger. And we're not getting near as much movement. And I got my finger pretty much on the middle of the trigger. Years of shooting, years of doing this. You don't see this taught. I think there's one guy out there who's finally starting to teach it. And he's got some doctors with him. But a lot of people, the reason you don't know this, because a lot of competition shooters that know it don't tell nobody about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it. they don't tell nobody about it because they don't want people to know their tricks. All right. So again, get high up on the gun on my Glock 45 empty, okay? And this is about a 5-pound trigger, okay? Not like a 12-pound double action trigger, that is, all right? Lock this thing, I can pull that trigger, that gun ain't moving. If it is, it's minuscule and I'm still on target. But I got these fingers locked. You wanna get up in here, all right? Get your grip, palm covering up that open area here. Wrap these fingers around these. Your majority of your squeeze is going to be with this non-dominant hand. And when you go to squeeze, again, if I don't have it locked, I can see it's on the inside of my arm right here, and I don't want to turn the camera pointing the gun towards them. There's nothing over here, folks. But I can see, if I lock that out, there's no movement. And I can see it on my side. I should probably turn the camera around. Let's do this. Let's turn the camera around. Watch right here. You see it moving? The whole arm's moving. When I lock these hands up, pulling that trigger, that's not moving. Or if it is, it's minuscule, okay? Hope you can see that. Again, loose grip, I'm pulling the trigger. Look at all them tendons moving, okay? I lock the grip with these three hands here, and I start pulling the trigger, and the only one you see moving is this one right here. But not much. Okay, there is some movement. You're always gonna have some movement because you're moving them tendons, right? But you've locked out these three, so there's no flop. You've locked out these three fingers when you grip them, and you lock the tendon out, so it doesn't move as much. You see my hand, not moving much. Moving a lot there. Tighten them up, it's not moving hardly at all. Okay. That is your pro tip for the day, I guess. I don't know. It does work better. Now, like I said, this is like a 5-pound trigger pull. But using a revolver in single action, the revolver, a lot harder trigger pull. All right. Again, he's empty. All right. A lot more noticeable. It's on the other side again. Locking it out works a lot better. Oh, and look at this. I want y'all to see this. See if you can see this trigger move when I pull it in single action. See how much it moves before it breaks. Where am I at? Am I in here? Yeah. I don't think the trigger even moves. Single action. I didn't see it move. Whew, sweet gun. Okay. I think that's enough of the Smith & Wesson. Ooh, here we go. Smith & Wesson 686-6 Plus Deluxe 3-inch barrel. Go ahead. 3-inch barrel, 7 rounds. Now let's take a look at this 626 here. Man, oh man, this thing is some kind of pretty. All right, we shot it today. It did have wood grips on it. I'm not gonna go get them. I got a couple of pictures of it. But they were the dark black silver, what do they call them? Wood grips on here with 357 written on both sides. Just a fantastic gun. You saw it today. Shoots very well, okay? It is a 7-shot. All right. Now you see, it's empty, nothing in it. There's nobody in here but me, so wherever I point it, it's safe. I love the trigger on this thing. I mean, the single stage trigger. I don't even know if it moves when I pull it. Oh man, just a fraction. And I've checked it. It's 3.5 most of the time. Occasionally I've gotten a 4 pound, which could be me. But I mean, seriously, it barely moves. I mean, we're talking millimeters. No flutes on it on the barrel. It's just a beautiful gun. And like I went over today, pulling the trigger on this thing. Talked about that left and right trigger pull. See if you can see it here. Did you see it move when I pulled it? All right. Now, if I lock these fingers and hold it steady, see that pull. If I loosen these fingers, it pushes it, okay? Because those tendons aren't locked. You can see that real good there. See real good. All right. There we go. Every time I pull it, it's doing it. I lock these fingers. Loosen the fingers and tighten with these. I'm still pulling it left. You can see that wiggle. Tighten up these fingers. He's not moving much. I mean, if it is, it's just barely. And this thing is glass, man. I mean, there's a little bit of grunge right there. And then from here on back, there is nothing. You ain't moving. Lock these 3 fingers, folks. And I ain't saying squeeze them, white knuckle them or nothing like that. I mean, don't just hold them loose. Put a little tension on them, just a little, okay? That locks out the tendon. You can see them moving. I'm pulling the trigger, it ain't moving. I loosen them, and you can see them move. So, that's a little trick. You don't see that talked about very much. Some of the old timers knew about it, and I would imagine it all came about from doctors getting into the science of it and shooting. And there's lots of people who've been shooting these guns. Jerry Miculek, he probably knows about it. I would think you can overcome anything with practice, okay? Overcome anything. What I like to do is I like to get one of my guns that has a laser on it and dry fire. Just sit there holding it, dry firing the thing, and making sure nothing is moving. I don't have the fingers tight. You can definitely see it moving. I'm not exaggerating this, folks. That's just it. That just does it. Tighten up these right hand fingers a little bit. I ain't got my alarm locked out, but learn your gun. Best thing is shooting single on this. Because this thing is a 12 or 13 pound trigger in double action and 4 pounds. So you take your other guns and they're 4 and 5 pound triggers or less. And you're not moving nothing when you pull it. You're just touching them triggers. And you're not moving left or right or nothing. All right, folks, that's your tip. Here's a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. It is a deluxe version, 7 model. It's a plus. Now, there is a little bit. I've seen a few of them. People said that there's some little bitty rubby marks right here. I'll probably polish that out. But a lot of people are calling these Talos. I can't find any information on them whatsoever that they are a Talo version. But it says on the Smith website, it is a deluxe model that comes with the fancy grips and a non-fluted cylinder. And that's what this is. That is pretty. So, pick you one up if you like them. It shoots like a dream. I got some other video that I made today, some footage out there that shows how Well, there's a little spot right there. I'll have to polish that out too. I did not notice that. It may be dirt. I don't know. Not coming out. You know, you just never see everything when you buy a gun. And it certainly has not been dropped, at least not in my hand. And it come out of a box when I got it. So there's a little something right there. Where's my little... I don't take a Wendigo, use it to dig the battery out. I can't find the scribe. But there is ever so slightly something on this. But you know, once you get your first scratch, you feel like it's great. I'm trying to see if I can get it to show. It's right here. Can you see that? I move that scribe. There's a little something right here. And it doesn't appear to be coming off. Anyway, that makes it perfect. Everything is perfect. Has a flaw. Beautiful girl, one crooked tooth, one little mole, one little something they call them beauty marks, whatever you want to call them. Everything that's considered perfect has a tiny flaw. It's just dirt. That's from the rag. Oh, I love it. I love the fully supported in here. Just beautiful. Oh, that's where the pin goes. Just beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Great gun. It's the one I've been wanting for a long, long time. Never could seem to find the 7-shot when I was ready to buy one. Had quite a few of the 6-shot 357s and 6-shot Rugers. Had some Combat Magnum 5-shots. Had a SP 100. Or is it SP 101? I think it's SP 100, the Ruger 5-shot Rugers. 357 Magnum. And I've had a Combat Magnum 44. Beautiful guns. Smith & Wesson makes some good products. You guys know that. This one is an L frame. It's not a K, it's an L. So he's a little beefier. He can handle all that stuff. Got all the full supports and everything under this thing. And I am just as happy as a pig in slop. Thanks, folks. Appreciate you watching, as always. God bless you. God bless the USA, America. Cornholio out.